Right. Okay. So, this is awkward. So, for my very first official episode of the third attempt at this series, the second relaunch, I got about 10 minutes into recording when I realized the mic wasn't on. So that's something I just learned about this mic. You have to turn it on. Again, I've only had this mic a few hours, so I'm learning how to use it as I go. Much like this podcast, I'm learning as I go. Apparently, I haven't learned much because, I don't know, it feels like I haven't done anything except get a mic. Anyway, so for the first official episode, I will be talking about Super Mario 3D All-Stars. It is a game released by Nintendo a week and 2 days ago, and it is a compilation, a remaster of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. 3 of the best Mario games ever made. They excluded... Well, I'll get to that. It is a celebration of the Mario 35th anniversary, which was this year. The first game was released in... It was Super Mario Brothers. It was released... I'm trying to remember the exact date. It was 1985, but I don't remember the date. I think it was September 17th. But I could be wrong. I'm just speculating. Or misremembering, or I don't know. But yeah, this is the 35th anniversary of Mario, so they released this. It was rumored for a while. People didn't think it was real, and then they announced it, and hey, it's out. And as with everything in the gaming world, there are people that love it, and there's people that hate it. And I'm going to talk about the things that, well, I'm going to talk about both. I'm going to talk about the things I love about it, the things I don't hate. I don't hate anything about this collection. I love it. There's a few things I don't like so much, or I think that could be done differently, or things I wish had been done, and I'm going to discuss that here. I'm also going to discuss what other people are saying, and I don't understand people sometimes. I'm actually going to start with that, because I have watched a few streamers, speedrunners, play the Mario 64. And that, if you're not familiar with Super Mario 64 speedrunning, basically a cornerstone of that is something called the backwards long jump, and it helps them with a lot of glitches and stuff. I've never personally done it. I used to watch Mario 64 speedrunning videos because I actually find it kind of fascinating. I love stuff like that. Like, the developers, they intended for you to solve the level like this, but these people are smart enough to figure out you can also do this. And I think one of my favorites is actually one of the first ones in the game, and the bomb battlefield. You pick up one of those bombs, throw it in the air, catch it, and then jump backwards through where the chain jump is and get the star. How do they figure that out? Like, who figured that out? But yeah, like, stuff like that you can't do in that. I mean, you can do that one specifically. I watched, like, every one of those speedrunners did that. So they can do that one, but there's other speedrunning tricks that they can't do anymore, or at least they can't do in this version, because it's a different version. It was I believe it was the version that was released in Japan, and it was just been localized here. I also need to specify, I'm not an expert at anything I talk about, so if I say something wrong, that's just because I'm not an expert. But anyway, the speedrunners, a lot of them were complaining about the game. And I understand they want to play it the way they're used to with the the backwards long jump. That's like taking I was gonna say a lightsaber, taking a lightsaber to a major support thing that they use. They use that to help them speedrun, and it was they don't have it now. I understand their frustration, but some of the things they've said though doesn't make sense. Like they would say that the lag between the Joy-Con pushing the button and the action happening was like 5 seconds, but that's not true. Like you press the button and Mario jumps like right then. There's no 5-second lag, and I haven't even noticed. Like, so I don't speedrun, so I'm not like an expert at like frames and all that. Like if you press a button and he jumps half a frame too late, I don't know that. But I don't notice any lag because I watched those videos and I actually tried some of the things they were talking about, the test for myself. And I personally didn't notice any input lag. That's the word I was looking for. I didn't notice any input lag. And then they were talking about like this is more of a muscle memory thing. Part of their struggle is the design of the N64 controller had the little handles, and because I guess they're used to that and the Joy-Cons don't have that they were complaining because they didn't have the handle things that the N64 controller had, so they weren't able to perform certain tricks, which I guess that kind of makes sense. Like I guess you like rest it in the palm of your hand and then like press the buttons as fast as you can or whatever. I don't know, but I just thought it was a weird complaint. I love the Joy-Cons. Like a lot of people complain and they say that I'll get to that. Wiimote, remember Wiimote. One of my biggest complaints with Mario 64, and it's not really a complaint, I mean it is, but I understand kind of, is I wanted it to be in widescreen. And if you're going to remaster a game and re-release it, at least modernize it. It looks cleaner. It looks really good. Mario 64 looks better than it ever has, officially. And, like, objects in the distance aren't blurry. You can see better. But it's still at the aspect ratio of the TVs in the 90s. I forgot the specific number, like 4 or 1 or what. That's not it. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, like it's still designed for the TVs of the 90s. So it still kind of feels weird to play. But I'll still play it. Like it's Mario. I kind of understand them doing that though. Like there's pros and cons. One thing, like part of the biggest pro on that is it's basically like preserving history in a way. Like that's the way the game was presented originally, and they're preserving that. So yeah, but at the same time I'd rather them modernize it, because they did that with Sunshine. Sunshine it's in widescreen now. So another thing, when it was still in speculation mode that they were probably going to re-release these games, one of the speculations was that Mario 64 would be a full ground up from scratch remake in HD. And I was excited. I was looking forward to that. I was so for that. And it wasn't. It was like minimal things that have been changed. And I was kind of disappointed about that. But again, like at the same time, like there's good and bad things about that. If they had done the remake, a full ground up remake, fans would have been like, "Why are you hiding into the Mario 64? It's like, give us the original." But I would love that, like replay the classic game, but with modern graphics. That's what they were going for with the GoldenEye Reloaded game, and I didn't like it. I barely remember it. I remember like one mission in that game, but only because it was so infuriating because I couldn't get past it. I finally got past it, but yeah, that wasn't GoldenEye. That wasn't GoldenEye. The out of the 3 games included, I have the least experience with Mario Sunshine. I actually didn't play it until, let's say, 2010, because I had a neighbor. I had a PlayStation 2, and I couldn't afford to go out and buy a bunch of games, so I had what I had, which I don't remember what all I had for the PS2, but I know I had GTA San Andreas, Vice City. I had Vice City Stories, and I had Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And I had Enter the Matrix, which I'm probably the only person that actually liked that game. And I had a few others, but they were, they're really good games. But I had them forever, and I got tired of them. And my upstairs neighbor, he had a GameCube with a bunch of games, and we were talking one day, and he said the same thing. He's like, I'm just tired of my GameCube. I don't even play it anymore. And I was like, what if we swap consoles for a while? And he was like, hey, that's actually not a bad idea. So we swapped consoles. That's how bored we got. We swapped consoles. And one of the games he had was Super Mario Sunshine. So that's how I played it. And I'm gonna make a separate episode about my history with Zelda. But this is where my history with Zelda started. I'll just put a pin in that and come back to it in a later episode. But yeah, I didn't actually beat Sunshine. It's not that I didn't like it so much. I liked it. It was just, at the time, it just felt too different. And I wouldn't play it as often. There's other games, I don't even remember what all he had. There was a Scooby-Doo game, which I actually played that one more than Sunshine. I played Scooby-Doo more than Mario. I don't know, I'm weird. Now I kind of regret that, but I don't remember much of that Scooby-Doo game. But, like, yeah. So, I didn't beat it, but I have beat Mario 64 and Galaxy. With Galaxy, though, I don't remember the controls too well, because it was so long ago. It was over 10 years ago. But I do know that in the 3D All-Stars, I'm not a big fan of the control scheme. It's kind of hard to control, like, especially to aim, because it feels like it's always switching. It's like the aim is like you gotta move the stick up, and the stream goes down, and then later it'll reverse, and you'll put the stick up, and it'll go up. It's like what? And it just has a mind of its own, and it's kind of annoying because it doesn't do what I want it to do. It's hard to play the game. So I haven't really played it that much. Currently I have like 9 Shine Sprites, I think they're called. I haven't been very far in that game at all. With Mario 64, I have 35 in this current playthrough. I've beat it twice. I've gotten the 120 stars once. It was forever ago. With Galaxy, I played once. I don't remember. Oh, wow, I'm yawning. What time is it? It is 2:56 a.m. on Sunday, September 27th. That is why I'm yawning. But anyway, when I played Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, I had a Wii back in 2013. When the Wii U came out, the pawn shops sold the Wii for $15, and I grabbed one. I didn't even go there for that. I forgot why I went to the pawn shop that day. And then I saw the Wii. I was like, oh, there's a Wii there. How much is that? And the guy was like, oh, that's $15. It comes with the cables, a Wiimote, a sensor bar. It comes with everything. Okay, I'll take it. And yeah, and then it came with like 3 games. Technically, it only came with 2. Officially, it only came with 2. I don't remember what they were. It was more like, well, I mean, it didn't come with. Yeah, no, I bought 2 games. It was forever ago. I don't remember too well. I bought 2 games while I was there because I figured I needed a couple games, but they didn't have any really good ones, and so I just bought 2 that looked okay. And I don't even remember what they were. So I get home and I go to put in one of the discs, and it said there's a disc already in there. And I was like, "Ooh, free game!" And I pop it out. It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I don't remember what those other 2 games that I actually bought were, but I remember playing and beating Modern Warfare 3. So for a while, that's the only real game I had. And I had to buy. I bought Galaxy and Skyward Sword, and even though it was years after they came out, it was still $60 each, and I hated it. Not the games, the price. That's the first time I really realized how Nintendo was with that. I mean, I was like, I went to GameStop, and I was like, I want to get these 2 games. It's like $120. What? Why? Because it's Nintendo. These games are old. It's Nintendo. It's like, oh, now I'm starting to understand this now. So, but yeah, like I eventually got Galaxy, and I played it, and I beat it. I don't remember how many stars I got, but I remember I beat it. And I didn't even. What's funny about Galaxy is you don't even have to. It's kind of like with all Mario games now that I think about it. You don't have to get every star, play every level, and that's the same thing. That's the thing with Galaxy is. I was I kind of rushed through it. I don't even remember going on to the top level, unlocking the top level of the observatory. I think I beat Bowser without even making it to the top of the observatory. I could be wrong because, like I said, it was forever ago. I don't remember much of the game, but I've been playing it. I remember it, but I don't remember it too well. But one thing that people were complaining about was the Joy-Cons are not the Wiimote. The Wiimote does not compare. All those people were saying that the Wiimote is far superior to the Joy-Cons. And to that I say, what planet are you from? The Joy-Cons are so much better. There's levels in these games that I struggled with, and I can easily do now. And the biggest example was the race surfing, I think it's called. In the original version on the Wii, I rage quit at that part. I eventually beat it, but it took me forever. Like, at least a week. Because, I kept falling off the sides, because you have to tilt the Wiimote side to side, and, you kept falling off, and eventually I got it, and I'm like, yes, yeah! It wasn't even, at that point, I did it, it was about time! So, it didn't really feel like an accomplishment. But, this time, when I got to that part, I had a Joy-Con, I saw, that it was that, and I'm like, oh no. I got it my first try. And seems pretty the norm here is things that were difficult with the Wiimote are very easy with the Joy-Con. And that's not even just for Galaxy. I'm talking with Mario Kart, for example. I played Mario Kart Wii, and I hated the Wii wheel. I had a Wii wheel, and I kept crashing into walls. It was hard to turn. The character would slowly turn. I would turn, dramatically turn the wheels. I was like, come on, turn. I even tried drifting. It was just so slow and almost unresponsive. And my friends would play it, and they would do the same thing, on their separate console. It wasn't just my console. I had my friends. I would complain to them, oh yeah, I know. It's easier just to play with the controls, and it's true. I have Mario 8 Deluxe Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. I have a Switch wheel. That's my preferred method. It is so easy. And I drift around every corner and I get first place even on online matches. And I like it so much that I bought a game called Moto Rush GT, I think it's called. And because I bought the Switch wheel, and it was a little expensive, and I didn't want to get it just for the one game. Like, Mario Kart's a great game, especially Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Did I say Mario Cat? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's a great game, but with the price of the Switch wheel, I didn't want to get it just for the one game, you know? So I went looking to see what other games it was compatible with, and one of the top ones was Moto Rush GT. I'm pretty sure that's the name. I could be wrong. Let me look. I got the Switch pulled up right here. I got it open. It is, Moto Rush GT. That is an amazing game. It's a motorcycle game. I'm not even into cars and motorcycles and stuff. I literally only got it so I had more than one game for the Switch wheel. And where the Wii wheel was really hard to control, like the Wiimote wasn't perfected enough. It was like the first of that type of technology, and it was great for the time. It was great for what it was in that time. But the technology was still new. But now it's like they've perfected it to the point where like I barely even have to turn the wheel, and I'm like weaving in and out of traffic and going between cars like really close together, and like it's precision driving, and it is incredible. And I never experienced that with the Wiimote. So those people that are saying that the Joy-Con is a joke compared to the Wiimote, I don't know if they had like super advanced Wiimotes or if their Joy-Cons are broken, but that's not my experience. Now, as for the game itself, I'm trying to how long has this been going on? Like 20 minutes. It doesn't even feel like it's been that long. Like, I know there's more I want to talk about, but like I don't even have a script. I'm just talking. Oh yeah. The I'll get to that thing. Mario Galaxy 2. That's kind of the elephant in the room when it comes to that. It's like it's all of the Mario 3D games in one collection. What about all of the Mario? They're missing Galaxy 2, and I don't know why they left it out. There's people speculating. There could be any sort of reason. I think there could be any kind of reason, but the thing that makes most sense to me is they couldn't get it to fit on the cartridge. And if that's the case, then they could have made it a DLC or something. Like here's the 3 games, and the 4th game is a link, and you select it, and it opens up the eShop, and you download it for free because it has like the game comes with like a code built in. Kind of because I have Assassin's Creed: The Rebel Collection. It has Black Flag and Rogue for the Switch, and it did that, where Black Flag was on the cartridge when you put it in, and it had, like, you select Rogue, and it opens up the eShop, and you just download it for free, because it comes with the code. And they could have done that for Galaxy 2, if that's the reason they left it out. That's something I was speculating on like some of these videos of people speculating about it, like why isn't it on there? And I was commenting on some of them saying that my thought was that it is on there. You just have to beat Galaxy 2 first. Like you beat the game, the credits roll, and suddenly there's a new game on the main menu. And that would be cool, but I'm pretty sure if that was the case, we would know by now. And yeah, that I don't think it would fit on the cartridge. That's to me, that's the only thing that makes sense why they didn't include it. But I think that they should still re-release it. I've never played it. Because Galaxy was it was so expensive that that's what I spent my money on at that time. I had a lot of people at the time tell me that Galaxy 2 is just a rehash of Mario Galaxy 1 with Yoshi. And I didn't think it was, if it's just the same thing with Yoshi, I don't think it's worth another $50, another $60. But now I'm being told that it's like Mario Galaxy, but better, and it was well worth it. And I'm wishing I had played it. And if they re-released it as a standalone, like they remaster it and release it, because with all the hype that was built up around it, because like they had to have done this on purpose. Like it was kind of like like I said, elephant in the room. It's very glaringly absent. They knew that it was going to cause like conversation, and so now that everyone's wanting it, if they were to release it as a standalone, they would be bought like crazy. Like I would buy it. I would totally buy that. Even if it was another $60, I would totally buy that just for that game. I mean, not right now because I just bought this, and but later on down the road, I would totally buy that. They are re-releasing Super Mario World, which released on the Switch. I mean, right, no. Released on the Wii U. And nobody played it because nobody owned a Wii U, which is why all these Wii U games are being re-released on the Switch. And, like, literally, I knew a ton of people that had a Wii, and I knew a ton of people that had a GameCube, and I know a ton of people that have a Switch. I knew one person that had a Wii U, and he didn't like it. Like, he literally only bought it because Wind Waker HD, and I honestly considered it. I like Wind Waker. I like Zelda. I'm a huge fan, and I honestly considered buying a Wii U just to play Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, but I didn't. I'm hoping. Actually, you know what? That's the pen. That's part of that pen for another episode, because I know the name of the show is The Digressor, but I don't want to digress to the point where I invalidate any future episodes. It's like, well, I already talked about this, so I'm not going to talk about it again. So I'm just not going to talk about that. Zelda is off the table for now. But yeah, I feel like there's still more I want to talk about, but it's like I can't think anything off the top of my head. There was something with Sunshine I was considering talking about. Off the top of my head, it's not coming back to me. No. I'll probably come back to it in another episode. Yeah, but I guess for now I'll just end the episode here. I don't want to say, oh, the next episode's going to be about this. I only did that last time because I already knew it was going to be about. I have like 4 or 5 topics I want to discuss, but I'm just gonna not. I'm not gonna do a cliffhanger, because what if? Cause I changed my mind so fast that had I not, because I did the introductory episode tonight. I uploaded it, and then I listened to it to make sure it sounded good, and then I turned around and started recording this after I said my next episode is going to be Mario. I changed my mind so fast that if I say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to talk about da da da, but then like something happens and I read up on something else, and then I go to record, I'm like, well, I don't want to talk about that. Instead, I want to talk about so I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to say I'm just going to end the episode right here, I guess. I really need an outro.